Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is a Wespe. It's a tier 3 German SPG and it carries a 10.5cm gun, and the top gun of this particular Arty is also the same one that's on the Fifi, the 105 FH18B2, except this one is being driven by Demon Tanker. And we're on the highway, and this is the northeast corner, and battle has commenced. Now the Wespe was actually designed and built on the obsolete Panzer II. They had quite a few of these made. Over 700 were built during 1942 to 1943. A smaller number was actually converted to become the Sturmpanzer II with the 15cm gun. But this Arty actually carried a 10.5cm gun, so it had slightly better fire rate but less punch than the Sturmpanzer II. Okay, he's setting up and he's looking for a target. Okay, a target's been spotted. Okay, it's got a bridge in the way there actually. It's going to obstruct his field of fire because he's rather close to it. The problem with the Wespe is it's short range. This is a 10.5cm gun, but it hasn't got quite the range that the Fifi one has, which can basically fire over virtually the entire map. As you can see, the circle here is actually showing that it's actually quite a short range. But it does have a reasonably good reload speed compared to some of the other Artys. And he's got a target there, rounds out. No, he goes into the wall next to the T-67. I think he was actually aiming for the other tank, but he's got an M3 Stuart creeping up on him, and it's very, very close. He needs to react. He does. He pulls back a bit. Now he's almost reloaded, so he can go to shotgun if necessary. He's reloaded. And he shotguns that M3. Gets rid of him very, very quickly. Very nicely done. Need a steady hand. Just need to select auto aim on the target if you can, and that will help you guide the shell directly to the target. It helps if the target's coming directly towards you. If it's going across ways, it does cause reticule bloom, and that makes it much more difficult to try and hit the target. But it is a 10.5cm gun, so it does a lot of damage. Potentially it can do 410 hit points of damage, you see, and that Panzer M3 Stuart really had no chance of surviving when it was hit by a 10.5cm shell, because it's basically a derp gun. It's being derped. There's a huge high explosive shell going into him. Okay, he's obstructed by that tower. He can just about pick that Largo off. Ah, what a shot! 320 hit points. Good night. That Largo actually just got derped by a high explosive shell from a very long range away. We call it artillery. But yes, that's basically. You can see he's almost reloaded, ready to go. T-34. Oh, lovely shot again. 163 hit points, 1 critical hit. So he's done a lot of help there. He's already got 2 kills. The Largo and the M3. I wonder if he's going to get some more. There's a T-67 headed his way. He's almost reloaded. If that T-67 sees him, he'll probably turn straight towards him. But he's actually going after the other T-67. Big mistake. And he's derped inside. 139 hit points. And he's also good night. Very clever that. He's just sat there and ignored a derp gun pointing at his side. What a silly thing for that T-67 to do. He should have disposed of the Arty first. In fact, he should have used the Arty as a shield to then take out the T-67. Oh, lovely shot there into the Chiha. He actually got it into the rear of the Chiha, so he detonated the rear of him. Wow. That's another kill. That's 4 kills he's got so far. 816 damage in a tier 3 Arty. Very good work. Although Demon Tanker 1972 is actually a member of What Arty Noobs, so he does know how to play Arty. There's 5 on each team at the moment, except of course there's 3 Arty on Demon Tanker's side, the Su-85 tank destroyer, and there's an LTV-38. Now they're expecting the enemy to come up this street, so he's lining up the shot, hoping that they do, and then the Su-85 will cook him if he does appear. There are 2 enemy that were seen at the other end of that street that have not been dealt with. I think one of them was the heavy, the OI experimental, and the other may be the Matilda BP. Oh, there's the Su-85, and he's taken out by the Su-85. So that was a really good shot. He didn't actually get a chance, but the OI's behind them. Oh my gum, this is terrible. But he's only got 53 hit points left, so he can be derped. And he is derped! Wow! Great shot there. Unfortunately, he gets the Su-85. He takes out, rather the Gorilla takes out the Su-85. Now he needs to, Demon Tanker needs to move, because if the Gorilla knew where the Su-85 was, he sure as hell knew where he was as well. So he needs to reposition to ensure that he's not taken out next. But he's just spotted the Matilda BP. He came up the other way as well. They both came up the other side, the other railway line. We were expecting them to come up along that street. He's lining up a shot, hoping that he can get it round. Oh, the Gorilla could see him, and the Gorilla's taken him out. Oh dear. And it looks like the Fifi is being destroyed by the Matilda BP. Yes, he has been taken out. And that just leaves the AMX 105 AM, who is off in the bushes. He's got a kill, but without anyone to spot for him, he's going to be blind as to where the enemy is, until, of course, they're almost on top of him. Oh, this is bad. It does look as if they're probably going to lose this battle now. The AMX 105 is a tier 4 French Arty, but there you go, there it is. But unfortunately its view range is only 260 meters, and that Matilda is within 200 meters, but he can't see him. Even though he's got the bushes to protect him, he still can't see that Matilda. Now that's partially the camouflage factor of the Matilda, and partially the fact that depends on the skill of the crew. Now the rest of his team are indicating to him where the enemy is, but the AMX 105 doesn't seem to be paying attention because his gun's raised vertically, so he's not prepared to shotgun. It looks very much as if he's paying attention to his mini-map, and yes, as somebody else is saying, he's in another world. He doesn't have a clue how to use his Arty. So unfortunately this is going to be a very sad loss, I think. As soon as the Matilda finds him, that will be it. I think the Matilda will be coming up over that ridgeline very, very shortly. Yep, there he is. And he's coming up with the Gorilla as well. And I suspect they've spotted him already, even though he's in the bushes. Yes, the Matilda has seen him, and he's firing on him. The Gorilla's lining up a shot, and the Gorilla misses, but the Matilda doesn't, and that's the end of the battle. What a shame. That's a lot of hard work done there by Demon Tanker 1972. And he got a first-class tanker out of it, which is pretty good. It was a very decent defeat because he did very well. He also picked up a Bruiser Medal for scoring at least 5 critical hits, module damages, or crew incapacitations. And he picked up a fighter badge because he got at least 4 kills. In fact, he got 5, which is very, very good, considering this is only a Tier 3 Arty. Tier 3. To be taking out Tier 5 tanks is pretty good. Pretty good indeed. I mean, he took out a T-67. That's a Tier 5 tank destroyer. Very silly of that guy to park himself the way he did. And the Largo. And he took out the OI experimental. Yeah, he took out far superior tanks, which shows the skill of Demon Tanker. if we look at the team score, we can see that he came second with damage of 1020 hit points, but he came top when it came to kills with 5. He also managed to get 531 base XP, which is still pretty good for a loss. And if you look at the details, we can see he fired 8 rounds, got 7 direct hits, 7 penetrations, did damage of 1020, of which 619 was at more than 300 meters. Obviously, he did do a few shotguns there, and they worked very nicely. He received 1 hit, 1 penetration, and it was lethal, and that was from the Gorilla. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle. I don't know which one that was. It was certainly one of the ones that surprised them. I think that may have been the M3. He also damaged 7 enemy vehicles and killed 5 of them. And he earned on a premium account 17,580 credits after deductions for repair and ammunition resupply, relatively cheap for a tier 3 Arty. He takes away 15,943 credits, which is pretty good. He received 797 XP, remembering of course that this is a tier 3 Arty and he's on the losing side, so that's very good, but there was no multipliers, so that's all he took away. So I think a very creditable and honourable defeat by Demon Tanker. He showed us what he's capable of in a very low tier Arty, and acquitted himself very well, came away with a very good result, a first class tanker. So well done indeed. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully I'll see you in the next replay.